Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new then hi, my name is Lucy, I'm a third year medic at the University of Nottingham. I wasn't actually planning on filming this video, but throughout today I keep coming across things that I am really glad I have known at uni, like little kind of hacks and little things that I use that I'm really glad I know about because they make my life a lot easier and a lot better in many different ways. And so this video is a Uni Life Hacks video where I'm going to share with you some kind of very random things and some random advice that you might not think about but actually helps with the uni lifestyle quite a lot, and actually might help with other kind of lifestyles where you're living by yourself or you're living in a shared house, anything like that. So let's get started. This is my first hack. It's the freezer bag, and I know loads of people use these anyway and know about them, but I think freezing things at uni is the most efficient way to go food shopping for yourself and cook for yourself and prepare meals. Obviously most people at uni aren't cooking for multiple people, you're literally going out buying food for yourself and cooking it for yourself. And if you want to buy meats, for example, then there's no point you buying a pack of 12 sausages and opening them, because then you have to eat 12 sausages in like 1 or 2 days or a few days, and you might not want to eat 12 sausages in 3 days. So freezing meats is really good, so that as soon as you buy them you package them up into portions, into these little bags. You can pack them really easily into your freezer, and then whenever you want to have chicken breast, a few sausages, you just get them out of the freezer the night before or on the same morning. And that's a bit of an obvious tip, but I think a lot of people at uni don't actually do that, and I think it can be really helpful. I also use these bags for bread because I don't know about you, but I can never eat a whole loaf of bread before it goes off. Like, there's too much bread for me to eat, and especially if I'm not having like a sandwich every day, then I just won't get through it. So freezing half a loaf of bread is really good, because then you can eat half the loaf. When you're done with that, get the other half out the freezer, and then it will still be fresh for you to eat and will last a few days. I also do this with sauces, so if I make a sauce or if I use a sauce from a jar, then I'll portion it up, because obviously I'm not going to use a jar of, I don't know, let's say carbonara sauce that's for 4 people. I'm not going to eat that all by myself in one day. So portion it up into 4 portions, put them in little pots, put them in the freezer, and then get one out when you next want to have a carbonara. I think the advice is going to get better and more valuable as the video goes on, just as a warning. So my next tip is to be organised at uni, just generally, and the way that you do this best is to have a to-do list. It doesn't have to be a particular nice one, it could just be a piece of paper, and to have a diary or a calendar. And I'm actually not the best at using my diary, like I often forget to put things in there, but it's amazing how many things pop up. Obviously for things like lectures, most unis have an app that you have your timetable on, so you don't need to put all your lectures in it, but just little things, I don't know, appointments or having to meet with certain people, your social events, just things like that that might slip your mind, and then it helps you to keep track of everything. And this was particularly true, I know, at the start of uni when you have lots of kind of events to go to. I had to go to occupational health and have loads of vaccinations and things, so that kind of stuff that will slip your mind, write in a diary so you don't forget. And similarly with to-do lists, I don't know how I would cope without one. I think uni is a lot less like school. There's often a lot of components to uni, lots of deadlines for coursework or revision that needs to be done for exams or like end of module kind of tests and things, doing some pre-reading for something. There's lots of little bits of work that you need to do that I think it just helps to have on a to-do list and to prioritise how you need to spend your time. Again, little bitty tasks, like if you need to put some clothes in the wash, or you need to make sure you get your clothes out and hang them all up to dry. It's anything really. I think it helps to have a nice list, and I don't know how I'd cope without them at uni, to be honest. Uni hack number 3. Now this is an interesting one. I don't know if you've seen these before, but this is a washing up sponge, and it has a constant supply of washing up liquid in it. So obviously you have to buy washing up liquid and put it in there. But then I just think these are really, really good for washing up. Like, I've only rediscovered my love for this literally yesterday when I remembered I had it and started using it again. But I used this a lot last year, and it makes washing up so much nicer. And I know you wouldn't think that, but it prevents you from having to keep squirting washing up liquid on everything, or having to fill up the whole washing up bowl just to do a few things. With this, you just get the item, you wash it, you don't even have to touch it, you don't have to get your hands dirty, put it to dry, move on, you're on the next item. I just think it makes washing up so much more efficient. Hack number, what are we on now? 4? I think we're on 4. Now I'm going to give an example of an object you could use, but this is just an example. So here we have my beloved yoga mat, and I'm not saying you need to take up yoga because you're at uni, but what I'm kind of trying to represent by this is to have some kind of awareness of your mental well-being and trying to keep yourself as stress-free as possible. I haven't really been that stressed recently because my course has been quite chilled at the moment, but for times when uni life gets really stressful, when you have a lot of deadlines or you have a lot of exams coming up, having something like yoga to go to at the end of the day to relax and calm down, I think is really important. There's lots of other techniques you could use. So I have a journal that I write in sometimes, or you could have a meditation app. So Headspace is a really good one. That's one that I use now and again. Just having that little stress relief thing that you can go to. So if you're feeling a bit stressed, you can listen to a meditation on Headspace, or you can do 10 minutes of yoga, or you can have a rant in your journal. Just having something to go to that gives you that stress relief, that allows you to check in with yourself mentally. Hack number 5, I probably could have made a whole video just on this item. It honestly, and I don't say this lightly, has actually been life-changing. Now I know you're feeling the suspense, so I'm going to show you what it is. You'll probably be none the wiser as to what it does, but this is it. Now what this is a sleep machine, and my housemates will know that last year we had next door neighbours that were very noisy, and the room that I was in and the thinness of the walls meant that without this I would have been kept up almost every single night. Our neighbours weren't particularly sort of annoying or loud, but it was just the walls were so thin that even a conversation would keep me awake. I could hear it through the walls, and even without that, just generally people like my housemates just being up later than me or getting up earlier than me, people going in and out of the kitchen, any kind of noise whatsoever that bothers you when you're trying to get to sleep, people walking outside, going on a night out, anything, this will cover it up. And I know that kind of sounds unbelievable, but it actually works. So if I just explain really briefly, this is basically a machine that gives off white noise, so it's just kind of like a background noise. I'll play it so you can have an example. You can kind of change it, or you can make it louder, you can make it higher or lower pitched, you can have it set on a timer. And basically when this noise is on, I guess how it works is like your brain kind of focuses on that noise and it blocks out all other noise. So if someone like slammed the door by mistake or something, I wouldn't really hear it because this noise would be covering it up. And honestly, I put this on, I'd say 80 to 90% of nights. And yeah, it honestly has changed the way I sleep. Like when I was last year in a house where it was very noisy, every night I would dread having to try and get to sleep because I wouldn't be able to. I'd be kept up by this noise. And I know you can use earplugs and things like that, but I don't really like having things like in my ears at night, or I don't know, I feel like it's a bit invasive. Whereas this, you just put it on and you kind of forget it's even there. Like you stop hearing the sound, but you just can't hear anything else. And yeah, so this is the ultimate hack for people who can't sleep at uni because it's too loud. That brings me to the end of this video. I hope you got something out of it and it was kind of useful. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe if you want to, and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hopefully I'll see you very soon for my next video. So bye and have a great day.